Hello, my lovelies. Happy Wednesday. Happy scoping out live from Colorful, Colorado here on Periscope. Wednesdays at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Today we're talking about motivation because last week I just wasn't very motivated. And it's kind of a recurring lesson for me, in all honesty. I have these incredible bursts of energy and inspiration and motivation, and I don't know why, as soon as I start talking on this, my dog feels the need to come like smush her face into this curtain. So if you see little like waves, understand, see, there she is. It's my lovely little Luna, just being a sweet little thing that wants to be with me. The motivating yourself after these great big spurts, and then I have this huge chunk of time. Well, it feels huge. It is not huge. It is a little bit of time that I needed downtime that is part of my frickin' cycle, and it's totally okay after doing a bunch, you know, especially a big productivity sprint in my business. It's totally okay to take a break. That's okay to do. So really this could be like, what is it? We're at 3 minutes, maybe a minute and a half after I edit out the Periscope tutorial. This could be the shortest scope ever because, yeah, you need a break, take a break. Here's the thing. My cycle about productivity, my productivity cycle has always been this way. It has always been this way. Huge burst of activity. And then these downtimes. And what I didn't get for years and years was during the downtime, something was wrong. What happened to me? I was on a tear. I was on a roll. I was doing really great. Why? What happened to my motivation, right? Where did it go? And I would fight myself. I would make myself do something. I would make myself be productive. I would force myself through my list. And the whole time, all I wanted was a freaking break. That was all I wanted. So what ended up happening is I have the not only am I just tired from a productivity sprint, right? We sleep at night. Why can't we, sleep, take a break at the end of a productivity sprint? It makes perfect sense. But I have, on top of just the fatigue, just the brain tiredness, I would have the guilt that I was somehow supposed to be better than human, that I somehow wasn't supposed to ever get tired or ever need a break from my productivity. So then that guilt would make me work when I wasn't tired or push through when I wasn't motivated, when I didn't have the energy, right? And don't get me wrong, I know there's times you've got to push through. Dinner still needs to get on the table. Problems still need to be solved. There's still that thing sometimes when the deadline is tomorrow. I'm not saying there aren't times when you should push through. There are times, but understand what is most necessary for those times, because I guarantee you we are putting that importance on this much when the truth of the matter is the only things that really have to get done, probably this much. Right? And if we can push through this and promise ourselves a break, a real true break that we give ourselves energetically, spiritually, personally, emotionally, productively, if we do that for ourselves, we're getting rid of the ballast that is keeping us stuck in this dip that we have, right? The dip is normal. That's the pain, right? The dip is normal. What the ballast is, what's holding you down. Ballast is the weight on like hot air balloons that hold it down before it's ready to float. Cut the ballast, it floats. What's keeping us down, the ballast that's keeping us down in our dip, is the guilt that comes thinking that we should somehow be stronger and better and never have these times. And with that guilt, we move forward through this. We slog through everything we need to do with this weighted energy, with this guilty energy, and it turns into this apology energy because now we're making mistakes that we have to undo, and then now we feel bad, and now we've got a whole different story about our worth, our value, our abilities, and the whole 9 yards. It's really hard to get motivated from that place, isn't it? Trying to get motivated out of that sad, sorry, blah, I always make mistakes, I always do this place, is a lot harder than going, ooh, good productivity sprint. Time for a break. And letting that be all you make it mean. What are you making it mean? So last week I noticed Thursday was feeling really tired, had a really good week. Thursday I was feeling really tired. Friday, I took a break, and not even necessarily a break. Like, I didn't sleep all day. I didn't binge watch anything. I still kind of did some basic things, but the whole time I wasn't like, okay, what's next? What's on my list? I gotta power through this. And there was no guilt and there was no shame. I think I watched a documentary, took an extra walk with my dog in the middle of the day. I'm trying to remember what it was even specifically I did. And the interesting thing is even though I teach this stuff, even though I talk about this stuff, even though I know my cycle, and this is something I've been working through, you've been here. You know, trust and surrender has been my message for how long? So even though I've been working on trusting and surrendering this whole process, this whole time, I still had those little inklings, right? I still had those moments in my head that were like, another walk, really? When you didn't do anything today? Seriously? Right? Like, this was... Calm yourself. I gave myself permission. Thank you, voice. Thank you, ego. I know you're just trying to keep me safe. I know you're just trying to keep me on track and productive. I know you don't want me to get behind. Right? There's the grace. Come to grace first. And I would do that with myself. Thank that little voice. We don't want to resist it. If we resist it, go, oh, shut up. I'm supposed to be, this is my cycle. I need a break. Well, now we have a whole nother criticism against ourselves. It's harder to motivate ourselves out of, right? We have a natural cycle. It's us that's making it mean something. We give it the meaning that we're not enough. We give it the meaning that we shouldn't have these times. We give it the meaning that, you know, really successful people never take a break, or whatever it is that we're giving, wherever that's coming from. And I guarantee you, well, like I watched last week, Friday I took that break. By Saturday, I was motivated again. And I guarantee you, years ago when this was going on with me, I would have powered through, and by Saturday I would have been resentful and felt like that half-assed work I did on Friday needed to be made up for today, and then I would have neglected something in my yard work, because Saturday's my yard work day, and it piles on and it piles on until Monday comes around. I go, oh, we're starting this all over again, right? Like, I know what I used to do with all of this guilt and shame, and what happened for me instead is I took a day off. I didn't make it mean anything that I wasn't totally powering through. I didn't make it mean anything bad about me. And as a result, I could come back fuller and stronger and rejuvenated. Saturday or Sunday, I took a whole nother day off. I actually didn't do housework. Well, that's not true. I did a bunch of laundry. But I didn't do my top to bottom clean the house thing. I didn't do a lot of the stuff I would normally do on Sunday. Spent most of the day with a friend. And by Monday, I had inspirations again. I was excited again. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, I even had a conversation with somebody. I was like, I love Mondays. They're like New Year, only in smaller chunks. It's like new week, new beginning. Mondays are awesome. Like, I had this whole different push from a different place because I gave myself permission to take a break when I needed to take a break. So today's lesson is about motivation, and the reason why this is a surprising practice when you need a break is to take the frickin' break. Surprise! You thought there was going to be some 12-step thing, right, about coming in and changing your mindset and make a new list and enjoy crossing things. Those are awesome. They work. I use those too. I love them. They're amazing. Take a frickin' break. Give yourself a break. And don't make it mean anything. Love yourself. Come to grace with yourself. Forgive yourself for not being superhuman. More than you're already probably superhuman, right? Pretty simple. So your homework this week, my homework this week, is to pay attention to your cycles, your productivity cycles. Understand where you get burnt out, where you've pushed yourself too hard for too long. And practice. Practice just taking a break without a story. That's it. I love you guys. Go out there, create a great week. Join me again next Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Join me on the blog at tiffanyhammond.com. Come join a class and be part of this wonderful journey we're on together to improve ourselves and surround yourself in love and light. You know that I will be doing the same for you. Goodbye, my lovelies. Go take a